I'm about to share something that doctors spent decades researching, and what they found will completely change how you think about aging. 50,000 people. All living past 100 years old. And they all had 5 things in common. Now, before you think this is about some miracle supplement or secret diet, let me stop you right there. What these researchers discovered is actually simpler than you'd expect. But here's the catch. Most of us are doing the exact opposite of what these centenarians did every single day. The study spanned over 30 years. Researchers followed these individuals across 23 different countries. Different cultures. Different climates. Different economies. Yet somehow, 5 patterns emerged that every single long-living person shared. And I'm going to break down each one for you today. Let's start with the first pattern, and this one surprised even the doctors conducting the study. These centenarians didn't exercise intensely. They didn't run marathons or lift heavy weights at the gym. Instead, they moved consistently throughout the day. What does that actually mean? Well, imagine your grandmother gardening for 30 minutes in the morning. Then walking to the market in the afternoon. Then cooking dinner while standing and moving around the kitchen. That's not what we typically call exercise, right? But here's what the research showed. This type of low-intensity, frequent movement kept their bodies functioning better than people who hit the gym hard 3 times a week but sat the rest of the time. The doctors called it natural movement integration. Your body wasn't designed to sit for 8 hours and then sprint on a treadmill. It was designed to move gently and often throughout the entire day. The centenarians never stopped moving, but they also never pushed themselves to exhaustion. Now let's talk about the second pattern, and this one might make you rethink your entire approach to eating. These long-living individuals didn't count calories. They didn't follow keto or paleo or any trendy diet. But they did something that modern society has completely forgotten. They stopped eating before they felt full. There's actually a Japanese term for this called hara hachibu, which means eat until you're 80% full. The centenarians in this study, whether they were from Japan, Italy, Greece, or Costa Rica, all practiced this same principle without even knowing what to call it. Why does this matter so much? When you eat until you're completely stuffed, your body goes into overdrive trying to process all that food. Your organs work harder. Your cells age faster. Inflammation increases throughout your entire system. But when you stop at 80%, your body can process food efficiently without stress. The researchers found that centenarians typically ate their largest meal early in the day. Breakfast or lunch was substantial. Dinner was lighter. And they never snacked late at night. This eating pattern gave their digestive systems 12 to 14 hours of rest every night, which allowed their bodies to focus on repair instead of digestion. Here's the third pattern, and this one goes against everything we've been told about productivity and success. The centenarians prioritized rest. Not just sleep, but actual rest during the day. We live in a culture that glorifies being busy. Hustling. Grinding. Working 70 hours a week. But every single person in this study took time to rest daily. Some took afternoon naps. Others sat quietly for 20 minutes after lunch. Some simply paused their work to stare out the window. The doctors discovered something fascinating about these rest periods. During these moments of stillness, stress hormones dropped significantly. Blood pressure normalized. The nervous system shifted from fight or flight mode into rest and digest mode. This daily reset prevented the chronic stress that ages us prematurely. But here's what made this pattern even more powerful. The centenarians didn't feel guilty about resting. They didn't see it as lazy or unproductive. They understood instinctively that rest was essential for longevity. Modern research now confirms they were absolutely right. The fourth pattern is probably the most important one, yet it's the one most people ignore completely. Every centenarian in this study had strong social connections. Not hundreds of Facebook friends or thousands of Instagram followers. Real, meaningful relationships with people they saw regularly. Let me put this in perspective. The research showed that loneliness and social isolation were more dangerous to longevity than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. More dangerous than obesity. More dangerous than not exercising. Having close relationships wasn't just nice to have. It was absolutely critical for living a long life. These centenarians ate meals with family and friends. They belonged to communities. They had people they could call when they needed help. They laughed together regularly. They shared their problems instead of bottling them up inside. The doctors found that this social connection affected health in measurable ways. People with strong relationships had lower rates of heart disease. Their immune systems functioned better. They recovered from illness faster. Even their cognitive function remained sharper as they aged. What's interesting is that quality mattered more than quantity. Having 3 close friends you saw weekly was better for longevity than having 30 acquaintances you barely knew. The depth of connection made all the difference. Now we come to the fifth and final pattern, and this might be the most controversial one. The centenarians all had a sense of purpose. The Okinawans call it ikigai. The Nicoians call it plan de vida. But whatever you call it, it means having a reason to wake up in the morning. This wasn't about having a prestigious job or making lots of money. Some of these centenarians were farmers. Others were teachers. Some ran small shops. What mattered wasn't what they did, but that they felt what they did mattered. The research revealed something profound here. People with a strong sense of purpose lived up to 7 years longer than those without one. 7 years. That's not a small difference. That's nearly a decade of additional life simply from feeling like your existence has meaning. But here's where it gets really interesting. This sense of purpose didn't have to be grandiose. It didn't have to change the world. For some centenarians, their purpose was caring for their garden. For others, it was teaching their grandchildren family recipes. For others still, it was being the person neighbors came to for advice. The doctors noted that this purpose gave these individuals resilience during difficult times. When they faced health challenges or personal losses, their sense of purpose helped them push through. It gave them motivation to take care of themselves. It made them want to stick around. Now let's talk about what all of this means for you. Because here's the thing. None of these 5 patterns require money. None of them require special equipment. None of them require you to completely overhaul your life overnight. You can start incorporating natural movement today. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park farther away from the store entrance. Stand up and stretch every hour. Walk while you take phone calls. These small changes add up to the consistent, gentle movement that centenarians practice daily. You can practice eating to 80% fullness starting with your next meal. Slow down. Put your fork down between bites. Pay attention to your body's signals. Stop when you feel satisfied, not stuffed. Your digestive system will thank you immediately. You can build rest into your daily routine. Set a timer for 15 minutes in the afternoon. Sit quietly. Don't check your phone. Don't work. Just be still. This isn't wasting time. This is investing in your longevity. You can strengthen your social connections this week. Call a friend you haven't talked to in months. Invite a neighbor over for coffee. Join a local club or group. Show up consistently for the people in your life. Make time for real conversations, not just quick texts. And you can start exploring your sense of purpose right now. What makes you feel alive? What would you do even if nobody paid you? What contribution do you want to make, no matter how small? Your purpose doesn't have to be clear immediately. It can evolve over time. The doctors who conducted this study emphasized one crucial point. Genetics played a surprisingly small role in longevity. They estimated that genes account for only about 20 to 30% of how long you live. The other 70 to 80% comes down to lifestyle choices. That means you have far more control over your lifespan than you probably realized. Every day, you're either moving toward the patterns that promote longevity or away from them. Every meal, every moment of rest or stress, every social interaction or isolation, every purposeful action or aimless day adds up over time. Here's something else the research revealed. It's never too late to start. People who adopted these patterns in their 60s and 70s still saw significant improvements in their health and longevity. Your body has an incredible capacity to heal and adapt when you give it what it needs. But I want to be clear about something. These 5 patterns aren't a guarantee. Life is unpredictable. Accidents happen. Diseases strike. Genetics still plays some role. Following these patterns won't make you immortal. What they will do is dramatically increase your odds of living a long, healthy, vibrant life. They'll help you avoid or delay the chronic diseases that plague modern society. They'll keep your mind sharp and your body functional well into your later years. They'll give you more good years with the people you love. The centenarians in this study didn't just live longer. They lived better. Most of them remained independent until very late in life. They stayed mentally sharp. They continued contributing to their communities. They didn't spend decades suffering in nursing homes or hospitals. That's what these 5 patterns really offer. Not just more years, but more life in those years. Quality matters as much as quantity. What good is living to 100 if you're miserable and dependent for the last 30 years? So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these 5 patterns and focus on it this week. Just one. Don't try to change everything at once. That's overwhelming and usually doesn't work long term. Maybe you start with movement. Set a goal to walk for 20 minutes every day. Or to stand up and move for 5 minutes every hour. Make it so easy you can't fail. Or maybe you focus on eating patterns. Practice stopping at 80% full for 1 meal a day. Pay attention to how your body feels. Notice the difference between satisfied and stuffed. Perhaps rest is where you need to start. Block out 15 minutes in your calendar every afternoon. Treat it like an important meeting. Because it is. It's a meeting with your future self. Or you might prioritize social connection. Reach out to one person every day. A text, a call, a visit. Rebuild those relationships that modern life has eroded. Maybe purpose is calling to you. Spend some time this week thinking about what matters to you. What legacy do you want to leave? What difference do you want to make? Start with one pattern. Master it. Then add another. Over time, these small changes compound into a lifestyle that promotes longevity. The centenarians didn't achieve their long lives through dramatic interventions. They did it through consistent, daily practices maintained over decades. The research is clear. The evidence is overwhelming. These 5 patterns work. They've worked for 50,000 people across dozens of countries and cultures. They can work for you too. Your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Every healthy habit you build now is an investment in the years ahead. Every pattern you adopt brings you closer to the longevity and vitality you deserve. The question isn't whether these patterns work. The science has already proven they do. The question is whether you'll implement them. Whether you'll prioritize your long-term health over short-term convenience. Whether you'll choose the path of the centenarians or continue down the road most people take. 50,000 centenarians have shown us the way. The doctors have confirmed it with decades of research. Now it's up to you to take that knowledge and turn it into action. Your longest, healthiest life is waiting. All you have to do is start.